Hello viewers, 4DIYers here with another video for everyone. In this particular video here, I'll be showing you how to remove or replace the BMW FRM, also known as a Footwell module in a 3 series for the models E90, E91, E92, and E93. Unfortunately, my module bricked up during a scan when the battery died. Lesson learned on my part, and hopefully this can be a warning for others when working on this generation of 3 series. Make sure you do have a trickle charger hooked up to your battery when running scans for longer periods of time. A bricked or faulty module will cause issues such as no gauge lights, only the low beams will work, no fog lights, no license plate lights, no interior lights, keyless entry not locking the doors, non-functioning windows, no power mirrors, not being able to erase a check engine light, and a Footwell module fault on an OBD2 code reader. A brick module can potentially be fixed. Other times there may be a failed circuit or an issue due to corrosion. For me, I was able to find someone who reprogrammed my module. For this, special equipment is required, which I don't have. Here I'm using my Foxwell NT530 OBD2 scanner. A BMW specific scanner is recommended to pull any proper codes. Generic OBD2 codes can possibly send you on a chase trying to sort out these issues. This is a must-have for those of you working on BMWs. A link to this will be included in the video description. First is disconnecting the negative terminal on the battery. Remove the 3 T20 Torx screws under the dashboard. Then pull the panel down and straight back. You will have to disconnect the electrical plugs on the left, the speaker, and then the light. There is a small component on the left side of the panel towards the front. I was having trouble with the disconnection, and instead of taking the risk of damaging it, I simply pulled back the tabs and disconnected it from the plastic panel instead. Then the plastic trim can be fully removed. Use a nylon trim tool, pry up the trim panel along the door opening. There are 4 clips underneath. These clips may stay in place, and I'll show you towards the end of the video how to remove them before installing this panel back into place. As you can see behind the hood release latch, there will be a Phillips screw. The hood release lever also needs to be removed. This is also held in with a Phillips screw. Remove the 2 screws. The hood release lever simply slides onto a rotational knob. After that is pulling off the panel. The electrical plug for the trunk release will need to be disconnected. For the Footwell module, there will be 2 10mm plastic nuts holding this into place. Use a 3/8 drive ratchet with a 6-inch extension. This will take a bit of patience. The nut on the top will need to have the wires pushed up. There are white levers on each of the connections. There are 3 in total. There is a small tab which needs to be pushed in. The lever can then be pulled back, and the plug can be removed from its location. Here's a quick view of the module once it has been removed. You can see there are 2 bolt locations at the top and at the bottom slots. If corrosion is found on the module connections, or as preventative maintenance, I would highly recommend using Deoxit D100L, which comes as a kit. This kit includes various cleaning tools if there is any corrosion. If there isn't any corrosion, this solution will help protect the connection and prevent that from happening. The small brush supplied in the contact cleaner and protector makes the application very easy on small terminals. A link to this will be included in the video description to Keg Laboratories. Installation is in reverse of removal. You will need to tuck the module in on the top side and then push it back into place on the bottom side. The electrical connectors will need to be plugged in before having the module fully seated. Make sure those white levers are out, push the connector into place, then push a lever in so it retracts it back into place at the same time. As for those plastic nuts, start with the top one first and then start the bottom one. Don't tighten them just yet, ensuring that everything is into place properly. Then finish up with tightening. I have reconnected the battery to ensure everything is working as it should before installing the rest of the trim pieces. As for removing those plastic clips, use interlocking pliers, wiggle the clip back and forth, and pull it straight off at the same time. Reinstall that side kick panel. Plug in the trunk switch. The door gasket will need to be pulled back so it's slipped underneath. slide the panel back onto the one clip and then snap the other clip back into place. This one here is closer to the footrest. Install the lower screw behind the hood lever. Install the hood lever and then thread on the other screw. The longer screws for the hood release, the shorter screws for the trim panel. After that is reconnecting all the electrical connectors on the top trim panel. Ensure that they all are properly seated into place. If one of the fiber optic connections are not fully seated, you will lose some radio functions. Push the panel back into place. Then reinstall those screws. Reinstall those clips back onto the trim panel. They simply slide into place. Then snap the trim panel back into place. Once everything is back together in the car, then I would recommend using the OBD2 reader to clear the codes. New videos released every week on my channel. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It's a huge help to me, and leave a comment below if you found this tutorial helpful. And if you're not a subscriber, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching.